I'm Patrick Anquetil. I'm from France originally, from Paris. I run a company that's called Portal Instruments. We make this very cool device that allows you to actually inject the contents of this cartridge needle-free. The moment I entered MIT, which was in early 1999, it was a crazy time. People were starting companies left and right. Every student was working on some form of companies, and that really opened my eyes. And I think I remember those first 6 months when I came. In particular, when I came from a European perspective, it felt like a breeze of fresh air, that everything was possible. You had to work for it. No one had your back, that was very clear. But it was possible. It was kind of uncanny. I really liked that, and I stayed, and I'm still here. So that's how it happened. The premise for Portal is, could we transform the way injections are done? In particular, for chronic diseases, you need to use a therapy that basically treats a disease with an injectable therapy, and as such, the embodiment of the therapy is needle-based, and that creates a lot of challenges, from anxiety of the needle to refusing treatment, to having to deal with contaminated needles actually as well, to adhering to treatment. So all of this we can solve actually very, very easily. The cost of the therapy or the injection will be dominated by the container. Unlike a container that has a needle and syringe, here it's just plastic. There's no metal, so it should be cheaper actually as well. So it's an interesting situation where we have actually a better device that's way more sophisticated, but also may end up being cheaper. This is the device. It's computer controlled. You turn it on, it will self-check itself. When it's ready, it opens up the door. And then you can use a single-use disposable cartridge. As that if you open it up, you see there's no sharps. It's just a very tiny hole, a fraction of the size of the smallest needle. You put the cartridge in. The device basically will check itself again. When it's ready to go, it lights up. And then here, this is just like a foam simulating skin. As you put it against, it actually unlocks the device and lights up the inject button. And so all you need to do is basically tap the button, so 3, 2, 1, and that's the injection. I had a very good friend in business school who was a couple of years ahead of me, who came from Vietnam, literally on a boat. All 3 kids did extremely well. Harvard Business School, Stanford GSB. Even this guy's name he's named Cali after California, just to give you a sense. And they all have achieved great success. I don't think there's any other country where you can do that. Come in, contribute, we'll welcome you. I think that's really what makes the US quite unique.